Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So today what I thought we would do is, these are in the Under the Sea Digi, and so I wanted to do one of these faces, you know, a little bit bigger on here. So we're going to use one of the stencils. This is my 1960s Decade Lady, and so I'm going to use her face. And that just shows you guys too that you don't have to use them in those kind of styles. I just named them those things because that is kind of what they looked like to me. But they work for other stuff as well. And this one is my Classic Lady. I think this was Classic Lady 2 stencil that's in my shop, the face part right here. So, and then I just add all the other stuff. But I thought we could do one of these on this pocket because this pocket on this page is nice and large. And so what I've done is just gessoed all over it, just with a card like you guys have seen me do, to get it dry so that we could use it. So that's kind of what we're going through for. So it's going to be a, you know, like an original one on there, instead of having just a copy of it or something. So I have my ARTEZA watercolors, and this is the, can't remember, 36 watercolor half pans in the metal box, and they come with the paint, the half pans. I think you can get the box empty if you want it like that, like if you already have your own half pans or whatever, but this is all ARTEZA paint and everything. And then I'm also going to use my ARTEZA 48 real brush pens that are watercolors as well. They're water-based. So that works pretty good to use the two together. When I do the hair and all that part is when I use that. But first, what we're going to do, and why I'm using a big fatty brush, is because we're just going to take some of the color, that whatever we want to use, and just kind of get it all over on here first. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I am having a good one so far. Been kind of slow motion today. I'm not really sure why. I'm trying to find something to put under that. Yeah, I just feel like I'm running backwards, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's just one of those kind of interesting days like that. I do that fairly often. I have that feeling. But you know, I kind of like it with the gesso, because the originals are just done on white paper, but it's kind of fun with the gesso. I just went all with different ways, and so it gives me that texture underneath, and so you can kind of see some of that texture coming through, and that's really kind of fun. But this is what the doctor ordered. I felt like doing something like this today. So hopefully you guys will like it. And then I like to just let it run and do, you know, different directions and stuff. So it's just playing with getting the color in the background that'll end up being their faces. Or on this one, I'll just do one face because that's all that'll really fit. But on the original, where I used the 60s ladies, I did two faces. And a lot of you probably have already seen these, but I thought I would go ahead and show you kind of how I did it, because it's super simple, and I am not a, you know, professional by any stretch of the imagination. I'm really just a crafter, you know. I just have fun doing what I love, basically, and just kind of showing you guys ideas. But of course you can do it any way that you want to. In fact, I love seeing, I've had several people send me photos, or like they've done reviews on my Etsy shop, which is awesome. Thank you for doing that. I can't tell you how much that means. And some of them have put pictures using the Under the Sea, or like the funky face, or the funky art doll faces. So that has been awesome to see. I just love seeing what you guys are making. It's so fun. But yeah, I'm sure there's many other ways to do this type of thing, but that's just how I do it. And I hope it inspires some of you, which you're always so kind with your comments in the description, or, you know, down below, saying that you were inspired by one thing or another. And I really appreciate that because honestly, you know, I've not had training or anything, and it's just fun. I just love doing this, and it makes me happy in my heart when, you know, somebody enjoys it and then they want to play. So I just think it's really fun because for me, art is huge therapy. So helpful. Can't even tell you. So anyway, I really appreciate the pictures and fun things that I've been seeing. So I love it. That's getting kind of muddy. Clean that one out a little bit. It's not quite as bright as it was. But yeah, I like doing this because then you get all those marks on their faces. I mean, you really, it's a very easy way to use these stencils is what I'm going to say. Because you don't have to do like a lot of shading or things like that. Okay, I'm gonna go get this dry and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, so we got it all dry. I wish you guys could feel this because it feels amazing. I put the gesso down and I actually did sand it a little bit. And then putting the watercolor over it, I don't know, it just feels really cool. So that is awesome. We got our watercolor pens. I'm trying to think, I kind of think it'd be fun to put her a little bit sideways instead of, you know, just straight. Because we'll have hair and stuff. It's real technical, right? Hair and stuff. So I'm going to go around these, but I'm actually going to fill in some of them entirely. And I'm just using it's just a Sharpie pen, and I'm not sure what size it is. It's a little one. I don't know. That's weird. It doesn't even say. So anyways, it's just a Sharpie, which it may not work. I might have to fill this in with the watercolor marker. Some pens are really weird on different surfaces like gesso or whatever. And this seems to be a problem for this one. So I think I will just kind of draw like that, and then we'll come back over with the watercolor marker because I'm assuming they'll work fine. At least I hope so. Otherwise, we're just going to have a disaster. Yeah, that's all the way dry, and it's just not wanting to work on it. I just got these ones, so they should be good. But who knows? But you could use like pencil too or something, and then you know, go over it. I've not done this, like I said. The originals I did were just on white paper, so it worked fine because they didn't have a problem with the what do you call it? Just gonna do a little bit smaller nose holes because I traced that inside part, so. So there wasn't the gesso on the original is what I'm trying to say. Oh, I didn't realize that one was broken. That's probably why I have it. I don't send out the broken ones, obviously, so. Oh, come on, pen. You just do this part for me, please. I'll have to do something, use something else. I think I'll do her chin line, maybe. Sorry about this. I didn't know that these would not work on this. Trying to decide whether I want that. So funny. I would get it if the gesso was like a little bit wet, but it's not. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Hopefully I can figure it out. So let me get these out and see if they work. If they don't work, I don't know. I never even thought about it being a problem. So we're gonna use these. We're gonna use black. I don't need the rest of those, I don't think, or these. I might use a few of those too. So mainly for the first part, I just end up, I'll come in a little bit closer. I don't want to make it so it's like obnoxiously in your face, but you probably want to at least kind of see. And this is going to take me a few minutes, so you can feel free to fast forward if you need to. So my son decided to do band. He wasn't going to, because he was gonna you know, try to get his associate's degree, but after talking to the college that I think he's picked, they don't accept a lot of the classes that he was going to take. Like, you know, for whatever reason, some of them don't transfer, and so there's really not a point to doing that. He'll still have close to an associate's degree when he gets out, but sorry, there's just this one little like hair on there that I don't like it when it drags across everything. Yeah, so he's doing band, so that's where he's at right now. His last season in marching band, because last year was a dud, so they didn't really do a whole lot of anything for band last year, as we all kind of know, right? None of the kids got to do any or much sports and things. So yep, he's out in the heat marching. But one thing's good is last night we had, must have been pretty strong winds, because we had our tree trimmed, and I had picked up the yard, you know, after they trimmed it, and I knew the next time we had wind there would be a bunch more, you know, little bits and pieces and stuff fall down, because it's a pine tree. They just kind of get caught up there. And sure enough, all over the lawn this morning there was a whole bunch of like little pieces like that, a few bigger ones, but so that has cleared out a lot of the smoke. So hallelujah for that, because that was just getting unbearable, as many of you know, because you're in the same boat. Sorry, I just keep spinning it. I like using these watercolor markers. They're great. Real brush pens, I guess, yeah, because they have the brush attached. You just can't, you barely have to even touch it to the paper. You don't want to press down at all, because otherwise you'll ruin the tip, and then that makes detail just, you know, almost impossible. So you don't want to do that. Go ahead and go around these a little, just so they show up well, since my pen was being difficult. I don't know why I traced around that one like that. But that's one thing good about these face stencils, because then you know, you have a jumping off point, because I can draw the faces like on my iPad and stuff, where I can keep fixing stuff over and over again, but just to like freehand it, I am not great at that. So yeah, it's great for stuff like this. So this, I just like to outline them in the black so that you can see really well, but you may choose to, Sorry, I got a frog. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. You may choose to use a color or whatever you like. You know, obviously you don't have to use the same thing I'm doing. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. Everybody's got their own ways, which is what makes art awesome, because it'd be real boring if we all did it the same, right? Okay, so hair wise, I think I'm gonna go with like just kind of flowy, because like if she was a mermaid, right, she wouldn't exactly have her hair done. But I do need to kind of figure out where sort of a part would be. Could put this back on again. Just to kind of get that started. Sometimes I struggle with that. I mentioned that before. Like I always feel like I get their hair in some weird configuration. Okay, and then I like to kind of take one, maybe go across her face. Because if you know, when you're in water and swimming, you're gonna have hair coming across your face and everywhere if you have long hair. And I just kind of keep doing this just however strikes me, basically. It's not like any real right or wrong, you know what I mean? This takes some concentration, so sorry if I'm quiet. Like I said, you can definitely feel free to fast forward to a part that is maybe more interesting or something. But this is definitely very relaxing, I feel. So I love doing stuff like this. That's why a lot of times I'll do it in the evening, just as a way to kind of level out after the day. I need to put something over that because I realized I don't know how I messed that up there, but I'm afraid I'm going to drag my hand across it. Let me get a piece of paper, because I already kind of was doing that. It's hard to decide where to put this. It's like I gotta get the perspective all the time. Because it does look a little weird. Her head needs to come like... Oh, that's a little bit better. That floating hair thing is kind of tricky to not make it look super weird. Sometimes you gotta clean them up a little bit because they get a little too nutty. And then we have to figure out, because her hair is gonna come like down here too, obviously, right? And it's gonna come from behind her head. Okay, sorry I get so quiet. It's just like, I can't do that and think of things to talk about too. So there's that part. And then kind of what I did after that with the other ones is I just took different colors like purples and greens and different blues, if I can get them out of the packaging. I think I even used this lighter one. I don't know if I used this one. And then I just kind of find little spots to color in to sort of fill in their hair, because I'm not obviously going to fill it in entirely. I'm trying to think if I want to. I think that's good. So see, I might take this part right here and just color it in the blue. Or, you know, whichever color. Where are you going? Oh, okay. Which movie are you guys gonna see?
Jungle Cruise?
Oh man, I want to see that movie. I think it looks good.
She just said we're going to the movies, and I was like, wait.
Okay, I love you. Have fun, babe. Okay, so we're just gonna keep filling these in. Yeah, Jungle Cruise is what she's gonna see. I want to see that one too. It looks cute. So I hope you guys are all doing good. We've just been doing our normal thing. The only new thing is the band thing, which is good for there, and I'm glad he's doing that, because otherwise he really wouldn't have any sort of extracurricular type activity this year. And I'd like him to kind of have something. It's a good way, you know, to socialize and all that, because they tend to be homebodies like me, and Well, their dad kind of is too, really. I mean, so it's just, I think it's good. If we're all bad, we would stay in all the time probably if we didn't have other things we needed to do. I'm just making more little spots to put color in. And now the other thing that I do is use white gel pen, but it's probably really not gonna like this. Stuff, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. Put this down again. It's really picking up off my hands. I'm not filling in every single thing, you know. I'm just filling in little spots here and there. I think I want more green over here. It's kind of picking up the black, which it did not do on paper. I don't like it when they've got those extra strings that are like too long. I just wanted to cover up some of the brown of the craft paper. That's why I put the gesso on. And I'm so kind of irritated that those folios I ordered, those Tim Holtz ones, didn't have the insides. I was just so excited to find more of them because I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing more journals like that. I mean, I could technically make my own pages and stuff, but they weren't, I don't think they were thick enough. Like the gusset of the folio itself on those ones was not, like I said, like wide enough to hold very much. So I don't think you could have done a folio like the size of this one, especially by the time you put the pockets and stuff in. It just, I don't think it would have worked at all. So I sent mine back yesterday. I just feel bad because I told, you know, put a link for you guys, and because I just didn't realize that they even came without stuff in them. I just assumed they were the same thing, but that's what I get for assuming, huh? Silly me. Very bummed about that. I had one lovely subscriber offer to make some for me, you know, but it's like I don't want somebody to have to take their time and do that. That's not necessary at all. I mean, like I said, I technically can do that. I just don't want to. Being lazy. Lazy bones. Not really, you'll see this a whole lot, but we'll put a little in here. See down here. What are we at? 23. I just don't want you guys like falling asleep or being like, man, that was some kind of boring today. I know you're all very kind though, and say you're not bored, but I just, you know. want you to be having fun. But if you craft along, then you can be working on your own stuff. Let's see, I kind of think I want another maybe green, because some of these are not showing up at all. I kind of think that one needs to go down here all the way. Just add some little pops of color. It's funny because the black did not bleed as much into the other colors on just the regular, I used mixed media paper. So definitely does here. Those light ones are really tricky. Sorry, I'm so quiet. Okay. Just having a look here. I think I need more green, maybe. All right, so do a little bit of a lighter purple in there in a few spots. Kind of liking that almost white right there. That is very frustrating. I did not do that so much in the originals that I did. It's not fun. It's got to be the gesso. What color should I do her lips? Maybe kind of a purpley. Just kidding. Can't get used to that. Gotta clean that brush out all the time because otherwise it picks up and moves the black outline. The original, I added some blue to them. Like that. A bit of the purple again right in the middle. Okay. And then the eyes, I'm going to use, hopefully, the gel pen. But I do want to go just around the pupil with a color. Maybe the darker, this color. Just trying to get my tip back to a point instead of flat. I hope this thing works. It chooses not to quite frequently, just depending on the surface, and also it just runs out. But they were just cheapy ones that I bought on Amazon. I wouldn't buy this kind again. I'd probably buy the Uniball, or however you're supposed to say, Uniball. I don't even know, but anyway, that's probably what I would get if I was to get them again. I mean, this one's great when it works. It's got a lot of ink in it. It just chooses not to work a lot. Just a little catch-all there. And I like to put a little on the lips. I'm just barely touching it. I'm hardly touching it at all. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop putting my hands on there. And then what I did is just kind of put in some bubbles, sort of things. Usually I put them in the colored, you know, these spots that I've colored, but I mean, you can put them anywhere. Like right here, like there's like a spot or something. And you want to keep it random because otherwise it looks, obviously, odd. So you need to just sort of put some spots here and there. And it does sort of dissipate into the color, so sometimes you have to go back over them in some spots, especially in the darker colors. My daughter's moving out. It's crazy. She's got all her stuff boxed up. That's gonna take some getting used to for Mom. I mean, I'm super happy for her because she hopefully will enjoy college much more this year than last. Last year was a total floporama. And they're out of their minds if they think I'm gonna go in lockdown again. I'll tell you that right now. I got vaccinated, so I didn't have to do all that anymore. I'm not doing it. Needs to stop. Yes, people are getting it. I understand, but the people that are getting it the worst are people that aren't vaccinated. And I'm not saying it's not a serious thing, because it is, and I know that. My husband works in the hospital. But I also don't think they should force people to get vaccines, because it's your own choice. I mean, honestly, it's like the flu or any other thing that we've ever had, ever. It should be up to you to decide what you want to do. Quit with the micromanaging. That's just my opinion. I think the dots just kind of add, or the bubbles, whatever you want to call them, just kind of add something. Black all over my hand. So maybe if you do this, it might be smart, if you do it on gesso, to use like a permanent marker to do the black portions, where her hair's black and around her face and all that. And then you could use watercolor for other parts. It just doesn't work great on there. It just lifts up. See my hand? Which is crazy, because I didn't have any of that problem on the paper when I did that. But I guess it makes sense. This thing actually works a little bit better, this white pen on here, though. Don't know why. See, it doesn't want to work where there's not as much gesso. So it likes it better, and the watercolors don't like it at all. It's always an adventure when doing art, I will tell you. But this is fun. I really enjoy, like I said, very therapeutic. Like, if you need to relax, I think one of the best things that you can do is like color those type of things. They're just very relaxing. Probably helps to let it dry a little bit more too, but I don't have those kind of patience, so. Or to like heat set the watercolor first. That might be better. Okay, I think I need a little color in that spot. Right here. This. I know I put a white dot there, but that's okay. I can go over it. It's that whole section. Yeah, sure, why not? I know that's purple too, but we'll just have more purple. Sometimes go out of the lines. Can't even color in the lines, Amy. Okay. And you know, you can just keep fiddling with it. I'm gonna, you know, stop because I'm on camera, but if I was just doing this on my own time sort of thing, I probably would fiddle with it some more and add more color spots to her hair and all that. What are you doing, Pasha? He's in here helping me, like always. Always helping. Need more color over here though. Oh, you know what? I didn't even finish that one right there. Somebody was yelling at me. I heard you, because man, that jumped right out at me all of a sudden. It's funny how you just don't see things sometimes when you're just staring right into it. It's kind of amazing. We don't want this color. How about, let's do that other green. Okay, Amy, what'd you do with it? Put it in front of my nose. As my dad would say, if it was a snake, it would have bit ya. I think I just forgot the edges in a lot of spots. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Just shaking this thing. Oh, come on, you. Sometimes I have to hold it like straight up and down. Okay, I think it's good. I think it's done. Who knows? I'll probably look at it later and go, it needs this and that right there. But I'm gonna sign it. Maybe, if my pen will work. Probably won't. Wow, it really does not like gesso. Right. There she is. So that will go in that journal as well. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful as another way to use the face stencils. I mean, that's pretty easy. You could do that with a lot of things. It doesn't have to be just ocean type ones. You know, you could do it with all different colors. It doesn't have to be just like that, but just an easy way to have some color on the face and all that. I think they pop out pretty good. I like the look of those. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.